Hey, hello everybody. It is Dr. Steve Hoffman back with another episode of Core Wellness TV 3 Pillars Edition. That is mindset, movement, and nutrition. The mindset piece. Today at the office, someone comes in, headaches, 3 days, says she feels locked up and she knows it's stress, she knows it's tension, and she knows it's because of a mental emotional issue. She lost a baby not a few months back, okay? And she sees other people having babies. This tension draws in and she feels it in her body and can't get rid of it. Now, my question to you, if I, which I did, released muscles, found blocked joints, got things moving, released her muscles out, released her nerve, balanced her nervous system out, brought it back down. But if I don't teach her or give her some kind of a tool to manage the mental emotional stress, or if she doesn't address that, is this stuff going to go away? No, because it's a tape that's running all the time that's causing her body to go into stress, which does what? Draws the forward head, she was tight. She bounced a quarter off of her shoulders. So one tool that's very simple that I recommend everyone try, at least, okay? I learned about 15 years ago, emotional freedom technique, EFT, tapping while saying positive affirmations. Sounds hokey, sounds kooky, but it works. Please give it a try. Just type in EFT, tapping points, and you'll get something that comes up there for you, okay? Something like, even though I am feeling anxious about what happened to me and everything that's going on around me right now, I still deeply and completely love and accept myself. Simple things like that. And then you go through some other acupuncture points that you tap, and you keep bringing that same emotion up, and your body learns to deal with it. Rather than it being over you like a dark cloud that's following you and oppressing you and causing stress, now you've brought it in. You've brought up the emotion, you've tapped it in, now you're processing it and dealing with it, and it doesn't have that hold over you anymore, causing that draw. Okay? It's a very simple tool, and it's a very effective tool, and I recommend it highly. Okay? That's the mindset piece. The movement piece. I was doing a Skype speed coaching session for one of my Core Wellness Institute students, and she's been a student for several years, but she had this pain in her glute that was kind of going down her leg, and she did all kinds of stretches, and she used a foam roll, try to roll out trigger points. Nothing was getting rid of it. And so what we did is I just said, okay, let's bend over a few times, flex forward, and I had her do that a few times, and I said, is that starting to recreate that same pain? Yes, it's starting to recreate that same pain. We're not dealing with a hip issue here. We're likely dealing with flexion intolerance or likely a disc issue, okay? So with a disc issue, which is flexion, and if you bend forward and it reproduces pain down your legs, that is usually 95% of the time it's going to be a disc issue. Okay, and when it's a disc issue, we go to what we call McKenzie loading strategies, or extension type strategies usually is your fix. Okay, I did a YouTube video. I'm not going to go over it all here again. I did a YouTube video called the Side Glide, and it's the well, if you just put it and go to the blog, get to yourcore.com and put in Side Glide, that'll come up for you. Okay, so I taught her how to do specific activities that got rid of or constructively loaded her discs that took the pain away. And after she started doing that and started doing some deep cobras, yoga cobras, where she had lots of extension into her low back, and we constructively loaded her disc the right way, the pain goes away. Okay? So you have to determine whether it's a hip issue, disc issue, whatever. And inside the course, I have all of my webinars are in there, and one of them is the finding your sciatica type. Sometimes it's hip, sometimes it's back, sometimes it's disc, sometimes it's stenosis. If you're older, 60, 70, 80, usually sciatica stuff is going to be stenosis, because of arthritic degeneration and change. If you're younger, if you're 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s even, you're going to be more of a disc type of a sciatica problem. And everybody is susceptible to hip type sciatica. Anyway, we go over all three of those, and all course members have access to that. So if you're interested in that, by the way, every course or every episode of Core Wellness TV is sponsored by the Core Wellness Institute, and you can go to corewellnessinstitute.com and kind of learn what it's all about. It's reversing crossed posture syndrome, right? The unhealthy, stress-induced muscle imbalances that happen as stress, mental, emotional, and nutritional slip into our lives over time, and then all of a sudden we end up with these muscle imbalances that cause pain, that cause stiffness, that cause unhealthy aging. And the stress-induced diseases that come along with it, right? Stress-induced diseases, what are they? Everything, right? Pretty much. Heart disease, cancer, diabetes, all these things, stress-induced. So we release that through mindset, movement, and nutrition principles. And you can, again, you can get on the list at corewellnessinstitute.com. There's a place there that says get on the list to learn more. And at the bottom, when you get your email, there'll be some self-tests that you can do and some basic exercises that are included in that email that you can link to and have fun with there. Okay, so that's a bunch of free stuff for you. Lastly, the nutrition piece. You know, the gut microbiome, if you've not been living under a rock, you've been listening to people talking about how important healing the gut is, okay? And the gut, you know, with all the antibiotics that are in animal feeds and all the antibiotics that we take, right? Had a kid in the other day who was 6 years old. He's been on 5 or 6 courses of antibiotics, okay? So it's important to, I got a visitor here, doggy. It's important to address your microbiome, heal the gut. And one of those things is of course, eating, you don't have to go right to the supplements. You can eat different kinds of bacteria-laden foods, beneficial bacteria-laden foods like kimchi, sauerkraut, cultured dairy products. If you have aversion to dairy, which a lot of people do, and I recommend using non-dairy type things like I said, kimchi, sauerkraut, tempeh, which is cultured soy. All kinds of things. Just put in fermented foods and you'll get a lot of different diversity into your gut. But feeding those bugs is the next thing, and a really important thing, because a lot of us have leaky guts where the gut lining gets, the cheesecloth in the gut lining gets bigger holes in it, and things get through that aren't supposed to get through. And when things get through, that sends off the immune response and your body goes crazy. You overreact to things, so you get more rashes, more skin problems, more welts, more allergy type stuff, asthma type stuff. Autoimmune disease is a big thing, okay? So one of the best things to eat to feed those good bugs is soluble fiber. Root vegetables is a great way to go about that, okay? So just start getting sweet potatoes, carrots, turnips, rutabagas, radishes, things like that. And you can just make a nice, easy little stir fry with some coconut oil, cook all that together, dump some turmeric on top of it at the end, and just play around, garlic, all that kind of stuff. And garlic, by the way, is another, garlic and onions. Anything that grows under the earth usually has that soluble fiber. The skins of apples has that soluble fiber that feeds the good bacteria. Then the good bacteria poop, and what they poop out is called butyric acid or butyrate. And the butyrate goes in and feeds the large intestinal, the wall. It helps rebuild the wall. This is a wall we really do want to build, right? We want to build that wall. So things don't get through that aren't supposed to get through. There you go, mindset, movement, and nutrition, the 3 pillars of core wellness. And guys, thanks for listening. And again, for more information about the course and all of the fun stuff that's going on in there, that's at corewellnessinstitute.com. And I will see you later. Thank you again for listening. Bye-bye.